Most creators think that they need expensive gear, hours of editing, or a massive following to level up their videos, but the reality is that small strategic changes can take your videos from good to great. Today, I'm breaking down 5 surprising shifts that you can make to create content that stands out in 2025. No massive budgets, no gimmicks, and just results. Video content has never been more powerful, but it's also never been more crowded. Everybody is creating something, and let's face it, starting out feels harder than ever, but most creators are focusing on the wrong things. They're obsessed with fancy transitions or trending audio, but they're missing the small changes that actually transform their content in the long term with the plan to be one of the best creators in their niche in the future. These aren't just tips that you've heard a million times, these are the moves forward-thinking creators are already using to make a real impact. So let's dive in. Using AI tools for smarter editing. AI isn't just a buzzword anymore. It's a game changer, especially for creators with limited time or resources. For example, tools like Descript or Runway are taking the grunt work out of editing. Imagine uploading a raw clip and within minutes, you've got a polished video, jump cuts, captions, and even color correction all done for you through the geeky magic of artificial intelligence. You wouldn't have thought it possible just 10 years ago. Editing is where good videos become great, but it also is the step that burns people out the most. And by automating repetitive tasks, AI can let you focus on just creativity. Instead of spending hours trimming clips, you can finally focus on experimenting with storytelling and perfecting your visuals. And the best part, these tools are getting smarter every day. They're not just saving time, they're enhancing your videos in ways that would have taken a professional editor hours to do just a decade ago. Balancing short form and long form storytelling. Here's the thing about content creation in 2025. It's all about attention. Short form videos are great for grabbing it, but long form content is where you keep it. And I believe that creators who nail both of these formats are the ones who will thrive online over the next couple of years. Personally, I focus on 2 main platforms myself, LinkedIn being my main predominant short form platform. You can follow me there at Jack Gaisford, or YouTube, which is where I'm starting to push out more long form content to help you level up your content creation. This doesn't mean that you have to double your workload. Instead, think about how your short form videos can tease or lead into your long form content. Use a snappy reel to draw people in, then direct them to a deeper dive piece of content on YouTube. It's all about creating a content ecosystem where each piece of content supports the other. Short form is your hook, long form is your value. Together, they build trust, keep viewers engaged, and position you as an authority within your industry. It's not about choosing one over the other, it's actually about finding a rhythm that works for you and your audience. The resurgence of the behind-the-scenes content. Authenticity is the word of the year, and behind-the-scenes content is how you're going to deliver it. In an ocean of overly polished content on the internet, showing the messy human side of what you do in your process is what builds brand advocacy. People love seeing how the magic happens. They want to know how you do your thing, how you brainstorm ideas, the behind the scenes of your business or your day-to-day life, even how you deal with setbacks and challenges. It's relatable, engaging, and it's what turns casual viewers into loyal fans. You don't need a separate camera crew to make this happen. Use your phone, keep it raw, and let people in on the journey. And not only does that content humanize you or your brand or your business, but it also is the type of stuff that people share because it's real. And in 2025, real will win every time. The rise of narrative-driven content. We've moved past the age of pure tips and tricks. The best videos now tell stories. Whether it's a day in the life vlog or a customer transformational journey, narrative-driven content pulls people in and keeps them invested. But again, most creators overcomplicate this process. A good story doesn't need to have a Hollywood production. It just needs a clear beginning, middle, and an end. Every story you've ever heard of follows a 3-step simple framework. 1, setup, 2, conflict, and 3, resolution. It's timeless because it works. It grabs attention, it builds tension, and delivers a satisfying payoff. And here's how you can break it down to tell your own. First, the setup. This is where you're going to set the stage and introduce your audience to the world of your story and the main character, which could be you or someone else that your audience relates to. You need to show what's at stake. For example, if your video is about overcoming camera shyness, start by painting a picture of that struggle by saying, you've got something to say, but every time you hit record, your mind goes blank. Next up is conflict. This is the section for tension and to highlight the problem that needs solving. Creating conflict creates an emotional investment. What's the obstacle that your character or your viewer is facing? Maybe it's the fear of looking unprofessional on camera or not knowing where to start. Make the audience feel that struggle, and the more relatable, the better. And lastly, resolution. This is where you tie everything together and show how the conflict is resolved, ideally with advice, tips, or a transformation that leaves your audience feeling inspired or equipped to take action. If your setup was about camera shyness, your resolution could be practical steps to get confident in front of the lens. This framework works because it mirrors the challenges that your viewers face and gives them hope that a solution exists, one that you're about to deliver. It keeps them hooked from the opening line to the very last frame, seamlessly weaving calls to action into your story. Lastly, let's talk about call to actions. Most creators treat them like an afterthought. They slap on a subscribe or a buy now at the end of their content and hope for the best. But the secret, your calls to action should feel like part of the story. If your video is about how you grew your business, mention that your free newsletter has even more tips. If you're showing a product in action, invite viewers to check out the full demo on your website. The key is to make it natural. Viewers should feel like they're taking the next step in your journey, not responding to a sales pitch. In 2025, calls to action aren't about just converting viewers, they're about building relationships, and when done right, they're a bridge between your content and the community that you're building. So please do take the time to weave them in seamlessly. It's 100% worth it. Look, leveling up your videos doesn't have to mean reinventing the wheel. It's about focusing on the small, impactful changes that make a big difference. Embrace the tools that save you time, balance your short form and your long form content, let people in behind the scenes, tell stories that matter, and invite your audience to take that next step with you naturally. If you're ready to take your content from good to great, hit that subscribe button down below, check it out. If you enjoyed this video, you can always check out this one as well. I think it's really good and I think you'll like it. Or you can hit that subscribe button, join the channel, start to level up as a content creator, and have your best year ever. Until then, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.